welcome to part 2 of this edition of, what is the show? First Cup. I'm your host, Joe Hafner, on this Monday, the 20th day of October, 2013. One blooper after another. For some reason, my computer decided, we're going to stop right here. You ain't going to be able to broadcast any further, so you might as well just forget it, buddy. Well, anyway, not sure exactly where I left off. I haven't been able to play the full cart yet to figure out where I stopped at. I'm sure it's somewhere in celebrity birthdays, so we're going to pick up at celebrity birthdays like nothing had happened before, okay? And now, without further delay, if you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell's the matter with you? Other people have birthdays. Why are we treating yours like a funeral?
Bones, that ought to be lectured.
Ooh, yeah. Very, very many happy reasons.
And running down that list of celebrity birthdays one more time on this Monday. And if you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday. Something I have said over and over and over and over again. Dennis Franz of NYPD Blue is 69. Reality TV star and former U.S. Olympic athlete Bruce Jenner is 64. Founder of Microsoft, Bill Gates, is 58. Comedian and actor Andy Richter of Conan O'Brien is 47. Julia Roberts of Eat, Pray, Love, Charlie Wilson's War, Notting Hill, just to name a few, is 46. And if I must say, this is where I locked up before, Julia Roberts looks better now than she did back in her 30s. Computer didn't lock up, music's still playing. That's a good sign. Alright, now let's get ready to go back in time for this date in history. And I have room in one passenger for... I did it again. I have room for one passenger in the time machine. Oh, God. I should have gone back to bed. Okay, I have room for one passenger in the time machine, and I've chosen you, so let me turn on the time circuits. And stop the music over here. That sounds vaguely familiar, doesn't it? On this date in 1929, October 28th, 1929, the first child was born on an aircraft. Shouldn't that be inside an aircraft? I mean, on an aircraft, I picture on top of a fuselage. Anyway, a daughter to Mr. and Mrs. T.W. Evans over Miami, Florida. You know, today there will be an extra charge for that occurring. Anyway, that happened on this date in 1929. Now, we'll have market information for you in just a few seconds, along with the latest in world news from the CBS World News Desk, as well as from other sources that I am pulling up as we speak. It'll be a mystery to you as it is to me right now. And markets, as I said, coming up in just a little bit. On this past Saturday edition of Saturday Night Live, there was a comedy skit featuring Kathleen Sebelius. I've forgotten who portrayed her. But anyway, this is the audio of that skit from this past Saturday, talking about the Affordable Care Act website and all the glitches associated therewith.
Now, a message from the Department of Health and Human Services.
Hello there. Hi, I'm Kathleen Sebelius, Secretary of Health under President Obama. Now, a lot of folks have been talking about our new healthcare enrollment website, how it's been crashing and freezing and shutting down and stalling and not working and breaking and sucking. Well, tonight, I have a number of friendly tips to help you deal with those technical problems. For example, have you tried restarting your computer? Sometimes it helps to turn the computer off and then turn it back on. We don't know why, it just does. If our website still isn't loading properly, we're probably just overloaded with traffic. Millions of Americans are visiting healthcare.gov, which is great news. Unfortunately, the site was only designed to handle 6 users at a time. So if you're in a rush, consider using our low-res website with simpler fonts and graphics. Nice. Or if If the regular English site isn't working, try signing up in a different language, like, say, Icelandic. And then choose one of 4 simple plans: Fjordflug, Hugelhofer, Trollish, or High Five. Now that's fun. And if our site keeps freezing, we've also provided links to other helpful websites, such as kayak.com, where you can purchase airline tickets to Canada and buy cheaper prescription drugs. Or how about BitTorrent, where you can download pirated copies of healthcare-related movies like Patch Adams. We also have links to a number of doctor-themed pornographic websites that should help you pass the time. Sites like Doctors Without Boundaries, Bang Ambulance, WebM Double G's, and Blue Cross Blue Balls. Still need guidance? Consult healthcare.gov's frequently asked questions for topics like, what the hell? How have I been on the same page for 3 hours? Does Obamacare cover mental health issues caused by using this website? And our most frequently asked question, who the government? Or you can contact us by mail. Just send a postcard with the word help to the U.S. government. Attention, internet problems, Washington, D.C. And in 6 to 8 weeks, you'll receive an informational brochure along with a trial version of Encarta Encyclopedia, plus 1,000 free hours of AOL. Just don't install any of these programs while our website is running, or it will cause an actual fire. So enjoy your new healthcare system, America. And be sure to like us on Facebook. Oh, look at that! We're already up to 3 likes. And I like that enthusiasm. IT? Can we get someone from IT in here? No problem. And I almost forgot the most important thing of all. Whatever happens, do not or you will die. Thank you for listening. And live from New York, it's Saturday Night!
October 28, 1886.
No, she stands for liberty for you and me.
The Statue of Liberty, a gift from the people of France to the United States, is dedicated in New York Harbor. 1922. Fascism comes to Italy as Benito Mussolini takes control of the government in the capital, Rome. 1962. The Cuban Missile Crisis ends as Cold War superpowers step back from the brink of nuclear war. Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev informs the United States that he has ordered the dismantling of Soviet missile bases in Cuba. In return, President John F. Kennedy promises that the U.S. won't invade Cuba. 1955.
We're at the beginning of what the computer can do to change our lives. The best is yet to come.
Microsoft's co-founder Bill Gates, ranked by Forbes magazine as the world's richest man, is born in Seattle. And 1967.
Don't forget, I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her.
Actress Julia Roberts, star of movies including Pretty Woman and Erin Brockovich, is born in Smyrna, Georgia. Today in history, October 28th, Tim McGuire, Associated Press.
This is Across Our Wide Missouri with Bob Priddy.
When the soldiers from Texas returned to their cattle ranches after the Civil War, they found their herds had multiplied unchecked during the months they'd been away. The southern markets quickly became overloaded, and prices went down and down and down. And so the Texans turned with increasing seriousness to the northern markets, and the area of the great cattle drives truly began. It was Kansas City which became the Chicago of the West, and out of that came the most famous livestock exposition in America, which survives today. I'll tell the story in a minute.
Hi, friends. I'll return to you to First Cup in just a few seconds, but I want to take this moment to remind you that my friend Maria loves to take photographs of nature, and for years she wanted to take up photography, and so finally she did. She lives in a rural area of Ohio, which gives her a great chance to photograph all sorts of things. So I want you to check out her pictures of nature just by going to my website and go to the Friends page at tinyurl.com/Gunther's House or /Gunther Mobile and check out Maria Sewer Fine Art Today.
Position in America, which survives today. I'll tell the story in a minute. Much of the heritage of the American Royal comes from the pride that farmers have always felt in the livestock that they produce. Al Waldrop of the American Royal Association once wrote that until late in the 19th century, the Angus and the Shorthorn cattle were the best known and most widespread breeds in the country. But the unsuitability of many types of livestock to certain regions, as well as a desire to improve the meat-producing capability of native breeds, led to extensive developments of crossbreeds, and it was only natural that the results of those efforts should be put on display. In 1893, at the Chicago World's Fair, and that same year at the Trans-Mississippi Exposition in Omaha, special exhibits were set up featuring purebred breeding livestock. The secretary of the American Hereford Association, C.R. Thomas, started pushing for a similar Hereford show in Kansas City for 1894. His association had its headquarters in that town. It didn't happen in 1894, but in 1899 a big tent was set up at the Kansas City stockyards. Some 541 registered Herefords were entered from throughout the cattle-producing states. The National Hereford Show attracted wide attention. Many other larger cities put in bids for the show to be held in their communities the next year, but the Hereford people said no. They wanted to leave it in Kansas City and keep their offices there. The event in 1900 was expanded to include those more interested in the Shorthorn breed. In October of the 19th century's last year, the Hereford Shorthorn Show attracted crowds so large some people had to be refused admittance. It was a chance remark by an official of Iowa State College that led to the use of the name by which the exhibition is known today. Dean C.F. Curtis had visited England and had seen the British Agricultural Royal there. He thought the livestock in Kansas City's Hereford Shorthorn Show was better, and that he had seen in England. And so, a few months later, the editor of the Drover's Telegram, Walter Neff, wrote a front-page editorial urging the event be called the American Royal. The 1901 show was the first to bear that name. The program was expanded to include sheep and poultry, pigs, and draft horses. The Angus first appeared at the American Royal in 1902. In 1905, the Royal held its own horse show. In the 1920s, it became apparent the American Royal had become too big, and big enough and important enough it needed to have a special home. The 1922 show was held in a new pavilion built at a cost of $650,000. Only 3 years later, though, during the automobile show, the pavilion caught fire and was badly damaged, but quick work enlarged the building and the structure was restored in time for the Royal of 1925. That was the year the Future Farmers of America began holding their annual convention in Kansas City, at a time roughly coinciding with the Great American Royal. They left after the 1998 convention when another city offered more money. Even though the American Royal buildings became a plant for construction of gliders during World War II, the event continued to be held each year. It became time to recover and rebuild again after the 1951 flood. Thousands of animals died in the buildings and in the flooded stockyards, but things were